All right, hello. Today we're going to talk about an exciting collaboration with Barbour and Crocs. Barbour is a brand that's been around for hundreds of years at this point, making amazing outdoor gear that's turned into like more of maybe a lifestyle brand at this point that still does things the way they did originally. I think they're one of the most iconic brands for this reason, because it's permeated all sorts of cultures. It was part of punk culture, it was part of hunting culture. You know, they make amazing stuff, and even just the liner, like what you're seeing this box wrapped in, has become, you know, part of the, you know, you see it and you immediately think Barbour. So I think it's a cool collab between Barbour and Crocs, because Crocs offers something that Barbour doesn't do, and Barbour offers something Crocs doesn't do. So I think it's a really natural partnership that turned out really cool. So let's get into it. So these are the boxes. You get two different boxes. You get the one for the Clog and one for the boot. Let's start though with the Clog, because it's the most classic, so most recognizable. So here we go. Let's open her up. Okay, so you get the Barbour on the outside, you get the Crocs on the inside with the wrap. There's one. There's the other. Let's get this out of here so you can see better. All right, so here we are. This is kind of their classic, more rugged version of the Croc. I think it's really cool the way that they've done the colors for a couple reasons. Number one, the main color of like the more plasticky part of the Croc, that's all done in the olive to match the traditional olive you'd see on the most classic Barbour. So that runs throughout, with this piece here, a part of the upper, and then this toe cap here are done in the, you know, waxed canvas that Barbour does the jackets in. So I think it's turned out really cool, because normally you get like a more solid, plasticky, more PVC look throughout. In this case, there's a lot of mixed materials that I think makes this look a little bit more refined. They also finished it here with the metal pieces that connect the thing you put it in sport mode with, so the heel counter here. And it's got the little Crocs logo there, with, instead of it saying Crocs below, it says Barbour, which I think is pretty smart and cute. Obviously for the main piece, this plastic piece of the Croc, that is the, you know, it's in the liner of the jacket. And then you're gonna get a bunch of these custom giblets here. So a bunch of different Barbour things. So you got the roses, you know, lighthouse, you get the little Barbour Crocs logo I just talked about. Some hits over here with the logos throughout. So you're gonna get a bunch of original giblets too that they're only doing for this one collab, and then they go away. You can't buy them separately. So this is your kind of chance to get there if you're collecting those. Everything else on these is kind of business as usual. Lightweight, super comfortable, obviously as waterproof as they can be given everything, but with the materials, you know, actually just, this is kind of getting off topic, but this is also really interesting. So they did this back piece in corduroy, which would match the collar of the Barbour jackets, which I think is really cool. So it's kind of this fun thing where the more you look at it, the more you kind of find these little pieces and parts that kind of are nods back to Barbour. So I think these turned out really cool. I think they're super wearable. I love the colorway, and I love the nod to Barbour, obviously. So I think these are great. I mean, and I can also see, like, kind of no matter what your style is, you can kind of work these in pretty easily. So that is the low top, that's the Clog there for you. So let's move on to the boot. I think another really natural progression into something that feels very Barbour-esque is like this welly type of boot. Let's move the box out of the way. So you've got this kind of pull-on welly style boot. You still can use the original giblets like we talked about before. Those can go all the way around the outside ring of the boot here, but it is a pull-on. So great part about this is like if you're using this to wear in the rain or outdoors at all, it's gonna be really great because it fully covers your foot. So you can go basically that deep into water without issue, which is really the intention of, you know, how Barbours were supposed to be worn kind of in the wetlands around England. So I think that this is a really cool way to actually incorporate this into what you're already doing with a Barbour. And I also, there's something about the silhouette of these that I think makes them very, very cool. I could see them being cool with shorts. I see them being cool with like a big baggy pant. It's a pretty great silhouette, to be honest with you, because it's going to be super comfortable, just like a Croc. Everything about the bottoms is still exactly the same. It just really is in this upper piece. And I'm sure they've done this, but I've never seen it. So I think it's a pretty cool way to incorporate sort of Crocs into your look without getting like the more traditional Clog. If you're not a Clog person, this is an easy way to get into it. Everything kind of there will kind of remain the same of what we just talked about. out, you're gonna get the little, almost looks like it's sewn in piece there, just like the Barbour. You get the tartan plaid throughout. You get the little divots from the Croc, but those are not actually in there. So again, it's waterproof up to about the ankle, above the ankle there. So I think it's a pretty practical shoe too, especially like even if you just had these for like, taking the dog on walks or something, in the summer when it's raining. I think that's great. Yeah, really cool, man. I love the way these turned out specifically. I think this is a little bit of the star of the show for this collaboration. And there you go. I think that this really turned out nicely, this whole collaboration. Feels really organic and it feels fun when Barbour can sometimes take itself a little more seriously. I think it's kind of a nice mix of the two brands. I think it turned out great. I love all the little hits and all the little details you get as you go. If you're a Barbour fan, these are for you. If you're a Crocs fan, I think these are for you. And if you are not a fan of either, but you like the plaid, I think it's a really easy way to work in either into your look. With that being said, the release will be down below, so we'll have all that information there for you. Kind of expecting these to go fast, so definitely hop on it. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments or shoot us an email or give us a call. Yeah, I mean, there you go. Crocs and Barbour.